Let's open up a few more Aladdin action figures from the time the first animated movie came out, the 1992 film. I went over a lot of the main characters in another video if you want to see them. But we have a different group here spanning from that first movie into maybe 1994 with the Return of Jafar and the TV series, at least. So this is a pretty far spanning action figure line, even going as far as 1996 with like the third movie that kind of ended all the animated Aladdin stuff. But just some more figures I didn't have as a kid, and I just wanted to get to kind of expand my collection. And I wanted to start with this action figure gift set box because I have a lot of questions about this. There's some mysteries here. Because these boxes with the gift set name, they have no names of what the characters are supposed to be inside the box. So it's just up to you to know, which is very strange. Even on the back of the box, just pictures, no names of who or what is anybody. The figures, the accessories, like nothing. No instruction, no names. It's very strange. And right off the bat, we can see the figure in the box is a different color than the image on the back of the box. I tried to find a name for this Aladdin figure, like I didn't know if it was like, must have wore some kind of costume in the cartoon or something. But anyway, these are hogging up a lot of space for me. And if you don't know my videos, then now you know that I just open stuff up. I don't give a damn. So the window of that is just a layer on this. We got a 1-year warranty. I'll keep that, write today's date down so I can have that. Get this crap open. So anyway, out of the gate, an Aladdin figure, just in a different kind of costume. Hey, purple and red. Great color choice. I like it. Matches the hat. Gotta love the fez. Solid figure. He's got kind of the extra movement in the shoulder there that I think the other one had too. But it's just going to be like another figure in the collection because I don't know what the costume is specifically. Allegedly from the cartoon show. My collection's more of the movie, but I did always watch the cartoon and even the sequel movies on videotape. Big drop in quality on those sequel movies compared to the first movie, but I guess it was kind of hard to tell back then watching our VHS tapes on our kind of standard definition TVs. Pretty noticeable now. This is some sort of action Aladdin with like a bow staff weapon instead of like sometimes he has like the swords and stuff that he comes with. So okay, he's Donatello from the Ninja Turtles. Then here's where the questions begin to arise because he comes with this, and I'm afraid I don't understand what this is. What am I looking at here? There's some loops, but there's not really anywhere to put it. He just has a looped rope. I cannot describe it in any other way. Well, maybe we have some answers here. We have another accessory. And this one has a little clue on it, a picture of a lamp. And it's kind of like a belt. And boy, let me tell you, every one of these Aladdin figures came with a lamp. And I'll complain about that later too, but I assume in some way, how would this work? No, I thought maybe it was a lamp holder, but there's no way you could snap that into place for that. The lamp goes around it like this. Again, it would have been nice if maybe on the back of the box there was just the tiniest bit of instruction. I'm trying to figure out why they went through the trouble to include any of these at all. But maybe I can put this here? It doesn't quite want to close with anything inside. All I can really do is just close it, and it's kind of like a little utility belt with nothing on it. I can see the joint of it is getting stressed extremely closing it, so this thing's just going to break very quickly. You know, I don't have an answer. I only know that these accessories go with this figure because there's a single release of it. This just happens to be like a 2-pack kind of thing. It was just easier and cheaper to get some of the figures this way. But I don't understand exactly the function of this rope belt closey thingy. I don't get it. I got nothing for you. But he comes with the lamp too. And he came with an Abu, but it's the same one. I was kind of hoping for maybe some different shapes. There was different Iago molds, but we just get the same Abu that came with like the older first wave Aladdin. Nothing exciting there. A lot of them came with like a treasure chest. I remember like using this with a lot of other action figures too, just to play with. Just as a something that a villain or somebody would want. The treasure closes. A lot of the figures came with these genie coins. They would either be happy or sad or angry or different emotions. But the real reason I got this was the Abis Mal figure, who was from the Return of Jafar movie. It's kind of the villain that got the lamp of the genie-ified Jafar, which is where I just would say they have this lamp mold. It comes with like every figure, so you get like, you know, 6 or 7 lamps by the end of buying a couple figures. Why not do a black lamp so that you have like the Jafar one? Why not a Jafar figure or Abis Mal that finds the black Jafar lamp? Why not just, I mean, even if it's not the right shape or designs, I'd just be like, close enough, and then give a black one. But no, we don't have that. He's just short, his legs are just one piece because he's so short and can't really do a whole lot. I couldn't quite see in the box, but he does have his different colors on his little hat here. The only problem is the looks of this one really is bizarre because this mouth in the cartoon stuff, this is like a very dark black beard like the eyebrows. So they had the color for the eyebrows. The gray part there needed to be black, and then it might have looked slightly correct. I look at this and I kind of see like almost like an ape mouth, like he's blue from like the Jungle Book or something, and then that weird pink mouth the way it is, like I don't know, it just looks stupid. It's terrible looking. I never got this as a kid. I remember probably seeing Abis Mal and just going no thanks, but maybe not, because I always did seek these out. We ended up going to Disney World and I was like, I know that there is a spot in Epcot, the Morocco area. Is like, I know the gift shop there would have more Aladdin stuff, and they did, but a lot of the figures had been picked over already, and there wasn't a lot of choices. As many as I was expecting. I was figuring like everything to be there, and I was gonna like rake in so many Aladdin stuff. I would already have a lot of these as a kid if they had stocked their dang store in Disney. Do they not want to sell stuff? What's wrong with you, Disney? But I wanted to get it now just because it kind of does represent, like, I was pretty excited at the time to get the Return of Jafar movie, kind of get a sequel. But the figure is pretty terrible. He comes with a piece of cardboard. I can't believe that it's just cardboard, of like a treasure map. And I thought maybe there'd be an effect or something with this, because he comes with like what's supposed to be maybe like a magnifying glass or something. But I mean, it does magnify, so that's something. But I thought maybe this was like one of those where like you put over and like, oh, I can see a hidden message or something. It's not. And also this is a piece of cardboard. Did I mention this is just cardboard? It's not even plastic. So Abis Mal comes with this, his famous pink clear plastic magnifying glass that he often used many times, or maybe never, so I don't know what the hell the point is. So far so good with these. Might as well open the other one. We got Jasmine in here, so that's cool. Same back, again, no information. I don't think these were like Disney Store exclusive, even though they say gift set. I'm pretty sure they were just in normal stores. They just failed to put any information on them. Don't know why. We got another lamp. So we have this friendly fellow here. This is Captain Murk, who I guess is just from the animated series, but also very briefly does appear in the 3rd Aladdin animated movie, King of Thieves, at the very end. Because I read somewhere he was in the wedding scene. Well, there's like 3 wedding scenes in the movie, or something like that. So just at the end, he is kind of noticeable in the background. On the show, he was just kind of like a Moby Dick kind of thing going on, where he had like his white whale he was chasing. It was like some like desert shark or something. I don't know. Anyway, he's totally from the cartoon or something. Oh my gosh. Why did they go out of their way to make a figure of him instead of several other characters I would have preferred? I don't know. Comes with a harpoon. Exciting. I mean, it is cool. I always think it's funny, the proportions. Like, the guys always have like huge upper bodies and then these like tiny little legs. Like, Abis Mal had that. Like the Sultan. I don't know. I would have used him for some kind of like play with Aladdin and stuff, you know. But he was supposed to be like an ally in it, and it's like the Aladdin team is like pretty loaded already. Like, There's so many characters. We need more like villains, and he's not really quite a villain of the show. There's a few good ones from the cartoon show I would have really loved to have action figures of and played with. He has some weird coloring. It's almost like an olivey green. I don't know if it shows up that way. Cool mold and a lot of coloring and all the details like the beard and everything. Tooth, hat, ponytail, different color like earring and all this stuff. But not really the most popular or like overused character at all. So I don't know why he got a figure exactly, but... Then we have a Jasmine, but this is kind of supposed to be that black outfit like on the back, so it's not really the red outfit from the end of like the movie exactly, but it's pretty close. We have the purple accent, so she goes with Aladdin. They're almost like opposite. Aladdin was more purple, she's more red. Might have been why they did the coloring, just to try and like switch this one to be like the movie, but it has these purple accents that weren't really there in the movie, but close, like different hairstyle than the usual figure of her. This one here, so it's a different face and head and hair and everything, like all different parts, even like the boots and feet are different. So you got a whole new Jasmine figure. A whole new Jasmine. Okay. Psh, kick. She has a weapon just like Aladdin does for some reason. She has a bird cage so she can let them go free. Oh boy. Has a hook. I don't have anything to hook it to. I don't know if a playset had a spot, or I don't think there was a palace playset, but there's a bird inside there. Chicken. Okay. Oh, it comes with an Iago. But again, another one that I probably already had, so here's a duplicate. Not sure why he shoehorned his way into this particular box set. And so Aladdin had that loop or something, and then here she comes with this little baggy thing, so I don't know what you're supposed to do. Like, I guess I would just use it as various MacGuffins or things for them to fight over with the villains and stuff. There's a baggie, and there's really nowhere to put it. I guess she could kind of wear it. Maybe Aladdin is supposed to wear his loop thing? I don't know, because that belt piece, she doesn't have a belt piece. So these are just kind of weird. They're just weird costumes, different colors. Neat, but nothing I'm going to put in the forefront of the collection in any way. And another Genie coin. Boy, do I have a lot of these now. Up next, there's a little 3-figure mini set of different versions of Genie. I didn't get a hold of baseball player Genie, but we have the 2 other ones. So here's Frenchman Genie. Oh boy. Probably would have avoided this as a kid, but it's kind of funny now to collect. Like when I'm getting these as an adult collector. And something I always love to see are like the price tags that got stuck on these. That's always cool to see. Got marked down a little bit. Maybe at Toys R Us there. $4. Pretty cool. It's new. Okay. I don't know why this had its own set, but I'm just going to open it because I don't care. Comes with this little worm, and I don't know why. Why does he come with a worm? Okay, it's a baguette of bread. Understood. Y'all have like a little accessory there, and no lamp. Thank God, I have enough lamps. So basically, I think they just took the normal Genie figure from before and tried to reuse it as many times as possible. In fact, I think the head might even come out like the other one. No? Looks like they got rid of that feature. But on the box, he's got like a little mustache and stuff. Here they just skipped that. They did mold the hat. It's a little squishy there. Cloth shirt that can velcro on and off. They didn't even just like plaster this on there. It's like they made it so you could take it off if you wanted, but it's just the plain Genie underneath anyway. And then for some reason these Genie figures, they clearly had like gold cuffs around the wrists. It has just faded away. It's very weird. Like here you have like some weird coloring and stuff. This was like gold paint and then it's disappeared. Here the shoes are painted gold, so they must use a different one, or this blue just destroys it. I don't know what happened, but he's got a little bit different colored pants again with these like Aladdin figures, the tiny leg and the giant upper body. I don't know what the deal is with that. But I guess he can hold the bread. His arms are a little soft, so it kind of stretches around there. Yo, Frenchman Genie, what fun. I think it's just cool to have like the different ones like in a group you kind of see, because Genie's always like transforming into different appearances, so a little bit of representation. They didn't want to remold and do all that to do like some very drastically different versions, and there's so many, what do you really pick to do? So they just picked the easiest ones to do for money. Oh, Frenchman Genie. Truly a more fun figure has never been made. This one's a little more exciting. We got Top Hat and Tails Genie. He's kind of like, not recalling the exact time he kind of had this formal dress, but a few times he kind of suited up for a dance number. So check out this new lower price, $2. Pretty nice. Again, these had like cloth stuff. I mean, the baseball one has like a jersey that's cloth. So they just had to do the hat on the head, and then they just recolored the body, but they did these cloth clothes that are usually expensive in figures nowadays. I guess it was cheaper back then because these are really nice. That Velcro shirt that's removable. Here it's a jacket, so it's probably not going to have the Velcro. So you can put it on and off pretty easy. Let's take a look. Disney history getting ripped apart here. Don't care. He's got a little cane here. Pretty simple shape there. The color is kind of weird. Doesn't really match his outfit. I don't know what that's about. Here he's actually got something printed on the chest for his like suit here. A little tie and a dickie, I believe is what those are called. Am I allowed to say that? Pink pants and boots. Well, the shoes anyway. Still the red striped belt. But yeah, this is a really nice cloth jacket. Big, pink. Again, the hat is just molded on, but pretty cool one. Such a huge this is like, imagine take this off, the proportions on this jacket is like insane with like the width of the shoulders there. But yeah, they're nice to add. I mean, maybe I would hunt down the baseball one. I don't think these are any particularly expensive or sought after ones. There's just extra versions of Genie that they were able to copy the body and do as little as possible. Change him up, just get some cloth shirts to put over him, and then a few wacky accessories. They did make use of like the open mouth and closed mouth of like the flip head one. So there is that going for these as well. Here's some I probably won't open. Here's like just Jafar on the card. I already had a Jafar figure, but here's just on the card showing what he came with. The same sword that like Aladdin would come with and stuff. They got re-released a few times, but they never did like the very red outfit of Jafar from like Return of Jafar. When he was the genie, he had like more red clothes. Would have been a pretty simple one. It had like red bits on the hat and a more red centric body. They never did a recolor of Jafar. Every time they re-released him, same color scheme. Kind of a missed opportunity there. And then here's one I did show in the other video, the Genie version of Jafar. Always kind of wanted to find this figure. I showed it, and it's kind of features there too. Just funny that it comes with just the snake staff that he didn't really use in this form. And again, why didn't they do a black lamp? So I have so many extra lamps, I might just like paint one black just for my own amusement to go with this kind of figure. But I got a new one in the box. That's pretty cool. And these were like the action ones. So there's kind of a little 4-figure set here. Again, a different Jafar with like an open mouth expression. And that's why this one came with the staff, because they have like a motion to like fight. So I have the other figures of this set since I already have one open of this. So I have the Aladdin, and I'm kind of like, oh, I don't need to open this, but I mean, we might as well, because there's nothing that special about it to keep on the card. This way we can kind of check out the feature. But I just wanted to show the face on this Aladdin is so like intense and aggressive looking. Let's just check him out. At least he has a slightly different sword. He's got like a gold sword, so it's kind of like maybe the Cave of Wonders treasure or something like that. Let's see what we got. He just has a wheel in the back, and so he can slice, he can cheer you on. Go, go! What in the world? But yeah, the face, look, he's, oh my gosh, he is coming at you. So yeah, this is all we're really getting here. Not great. Actually kind of dangerous. He's like, it almost barely makes it over his head to do this. Like, yeah, yeah. The other arm just moves, and he's just got like a little bit of torso tilt because his legs are just solid. So I hope he stands. Yeah, I guess he can stand. I mean, a cool little stance to him, I guess, but pretty terrible feature. That's why the Jafar one was not very good either, I noticed. But I just wanted the Genie Jafar figure. It's a little posable, so you can kind of line it up. I think it needs to be all the way down. Oh, there. If it's straight down, it's a little different. So there's a little variation there in the motion, but he just looks so crazed. But it is kind of a cool pose, like maybe a little more action looking. Okay, well, on the total waist to open it up. But aside from the Jafar Genie, the other cool one is Rasoul, the palace guard guy. So a pretty good, like, you know, antagonist from the first movie, and then he was always like in all the shows and stuff, still working at the palace. So that was a cool figure to add for sure. I'll definitely want to open this up. But he's got the same gold sword, even though, you know, clearly he just has a plain one. I don't know why they did that. But other figures come with different swords and stuff, so you could probably swap him if it really bothered you. As you can see, not much bothers me. Let's check him out. A little small and weird and dark on the eyes. And then he doesn't have a wheel like Aladdin does. It looks like he just kind of has like the punch of like maybe like the old He-Man and stuff like that. Like whoosh, he just will snap back on his own. So he can hold a sword and kind of do a little slashy. Ooh boy. We've all got swords. But at least a different character. You can put him with like the Sultan or with Jafar or something. I kind of wanted to focus my collection more as like the movie, but there's a few extra bits that are some of the sequels and cartoon stuff. Not a big deal. It's just kind of all part of the same toy line for Aladdin and the animated shows and movies. Just wanted to show off a few more since I just wanted to get a few more characters for my set. It's definitely more action oriented like Disney animated film. Still a musical, you know, not my favorite, but as a kid, it was still fun. It's a lot more tolerable music, even like the love like songs and stuff. I could get a little into it at least as a kid, not totally tune out, since we had a lot of the toys and stuff and it was a lot of fun. Might get a few more. We'll see how it goes. But that's what I like to do is show off the old toys I had as a kid, or when I get new ones I never got to have as a kid. Finally get into complete collections and get stuff I always wanted to have. That's what I do here. So usually from other shows, movies, cartoons, and stuff from the 90s. So if that's what you're into, you probably want to stick around here, even get subscribed to make sure you see everything coming out. I have a lot more stuff to show, and I have a huge backlog of stuff you can check out. You want to focus on the playlist, because that really helps you group, you know, which toy lines you want to really see all the stuff about. Don't let YouTube just tell you which video to watch next, you know. You can take control. You go to the channel page, you go to the playlist, stuff like that. Be smart about your viewing. That way I'll actually get to see you in the next video.